Vegeta! Look! A Pokemon!
Ah, Pokemon, you never cease to amaze me. You manage to recycle the same storyline for each new release of Pokemon, and still sell millions of copies. And even though there are some people out there that say you help promote animal abuse, I still say that I think it's an innocent children's game. Okay, honestly, I like Pokemon. It was a very interesting idea that caught on quickly. But with each new release of the new version of Pokemon, there was always a new bunch. See, I started playing Pokemon when Red and Blue version first came out back in the late 90s. So for this countdown, I'm only picking from the first original 151 Pokemon. Yeah, that's right, I count Mew. Also, only one form of the Pokemon will be picked if it has an evolution or pre-evolution. So say for example, I put in Bulbasaur for the list, I can't put Ivysaur or Venusaur in the same list. I'd also like to point out that my fiance helped me out with this list since she's such a huge fan of Pokemon. And helping me out with this countdown is the one and only Professor Oak. Ready to kick us off?
Let's have a look at what's coming up.
This is Crow of Murder 15's top 10 Pokemon from the original 151. I'm sure most of you are going, what the crap? How did Magikarp make it on a top 10 list? Sure, he's a dumb fish that can only use Splash and Tackle if you're lucky. But hear me out. What other Pokemon from the original 151 goes from this to this? The evolution is so dramatic, it's ridiculous. To put it simply, no one screws with the Magikarp.
You said it, man.
Ha! Get it? Cause this is number 9 and it's a Ninetales. Shut up, my mom thinks I'm funny. Anyway, you gotta admit though, Ninetales is one foxy Pokemon. Huh? Huh? Anyone? Man, this is bullcrap. My mom lied to me. Oh well. Actually, Ninetales is pretty cool looking. The red tips on its tail make it look like there's a blur of fire behind it. Now that I think about it, wasn't there another anime that used this?
Ninetales, I choose you!
Oh dear God, what kind of Pokemon is that?
Aw, look at the cute little Butterfree. It's just wait a minute, what? It just paralyzed my Pokemon. Can't get... Wait a minute, now it's poisoned? Well, it can't get much worse than... Oh, come on, now it put it to sleep? Next you're going to tell me that I can learn psychic attacks. Oh, come on! Butterfree is one Pokemon that proves sometimes looks can be deceiving. I was actually debating whether to use Dragonair or Dragonite for this one, because they can almost learn the same attacks. But here's why Dragonair got number 7. In the later games when Pokemon have special abilities, Dragonair can shed its skin, healing itself from burn, poison, paralyzation, almost anything its next turn. Take that, Butterfree! Eevee's a pretty interesting Pokemon. 1, because it kind of looks like my dog Cody. 2, even if you decide not to evolve it, it's still a pretty good normal type Pokemon. But of course, the main reason is how many different evolutions it has. There's 7 in total. 7 evolutions! There's an evolution for almost every type of trainer. The only other Pokemon I can even think that comes close to that is Tyrode from Gold and Silver. Come on, you knew Pikachu was going to be on this list somewhere. It's cute, powerful, and practically the poster boy for Pokemon. Even in the yellow version, if you do the special minigame, it can learn Surf. That's pretty cool. Plus, he loves ketchup. I was going to go with Raichu possibly, but when I remember the episode where Ash battles Lieutenant Surge, Raichu was just a jerk. So yeah, Pikachu for the win! Now granted, there were only 3 ghost Pokemon in the original 151, but Haunter's my favorite. I mean, look at him. He's creepy as hell. Also, this was the Pokemon that helped Ash defeat Sabrina in the anime series. Granted, it was a bit cheesy, but still a win. Maybe he took lessons from the Three Stooges. Excluding Butterfree, I was never really a big fan of bug Pokemon. Cipher, however, is the other exclusion. It's a praying mantis that has blades for arms. Friggin' blades! Just be glad this is a kid's series. The only drawback? He can't learn fly. So what, a giant mantis can't carry me around but a friggin' Pidgey can?
Woo, Pidgey! Yeah!
I was actually debating whether or not to put Starmie as my number 1. You'll see why in a minute. So, you've got a water-type Pokemon that can learn Ice, Psychic, and even some electric attacks. I always use Starmie on my team because I could almost beat any Pokemon with it. Except maybe my number 1 pick. Now, a lot of you may be wondering if Mew is my number 1 since at the beginning of the video I said I counted Mew in the original 151. Well, you're close. Let me do some explaining. Sure, Mew's extremely cute, powerful, and the first Pokemon to have straight hundreds on all of its stats when you first get one. But let's be realistic. Mewtwo is a genetic Pokemon that has psychic abilities, manages to escape Giovanni, mind controls Nurse Joy, creates a huge storm, steals the other trainer's Pokemon and clones them, claiming that they are more powerful than the originals, and to beat it all, tosses Ash like a ragdoll. What other Pokemon has done that? Now, I know Pokemon technically can't be evil, but I wouldn't want to mess with this thing. Mewtwo's all-powerful and knows it, making him my number 1 Pokemon from the original 151. I'm Crow of Murder 15. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to go catch them all.
I stand alone.